Hey guys, how are we today? I'm so glad to see you all on this Monday. Um, what was I going to tell you guys? My mute button got stuck and now it's got me all messed up. Oh, is it trying to tell me something? Who knows? And also, I know I told you guys this before, but my phone is like 2 minutes ahead of StreamYard and my computer. And so I don't want to be late because your guys' time means so much because time we can't get back. And if you guys want to come and spend your time with me, that means the most. So I did. Hey Trista, it's good to see you. Happy Monday. And Erin, good to see you. And Jen, it's so good to see all you guys. I pinned the link to the top of the chat. If anybody would like to come up and chat with us, that'd be fine. It's nothing really. Today, I think we've done 3 or 4 of these so far, and I was saying happy ending lives at first, and then I got to thinking about it. That's really not appropriate. So I'll say good endings. And I've been saying um, it must be a miracle because in my description, also, I said this in this genre, true crime, and then also in life in general, it seems like I don't know if it's because of the internet that we see these things more or if it's happening more in our world, but it seems like we only hear about the bad stuff. And if we don't remind ourselves that it's not always bad, I don't think that we can cover our cases and do justice like we should. Hey 71, good to see you. Yes, happy outcomes. Exactly. Um I don't know if you guys saw my community post. I've been making my prayer request posts on Monday. I just got into that habit because on Sundays, Trista posts in Discord the link to her church, and they also do it on Facebook. And so I've been watching her church on Facebook on Sundays. So I've been posting my prayer request post on my community posts. Can I say posts anymore? On Mondays. But on this past Saturday, there were bad storms around. Oh my goddess, hey, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Um, there were bad storms, and there was one in Wisconsin, this little town called Argyle, Wisconsin, and I didn't get to look into it a whole lot, but their church was it was built in 1893, I believe, and it was totally 71. You had them yesterday too, yeah, and they it totally destroyed their church, and the bishop posted on Facebook that they were still going to come and still have church. And I saw them having their communion and singing, and it just brought tears to my eyes because the church is about people, and that's with a lot of things. Oh my goodness, 71, was it hot? It's been in the 90s here. It's awful. And when you go outside, it feels like when you open the oven at your house and all that heat hits you, that's what it's been feeling like around here. I've been staying inside. But I wanted to show you guys that video because I think we can learn a whole lot from it. And like I said in my community post, that it's good to we can't help our circumstances and things that happen to us at times, but sometimes we can help our attitudes. And you know well, you guys all know, but somebody that may be lurking, they might not know, but I've been paraplegic for many years now. I was in a car accident. I wrecked on black ice on my way to work when I was 20 years old. And I worked 2 jobs and I was going to college at that time. And it does get me down sometimes, you guys. I'm not going to lie. It does. It tries to. And I just think, well, I have to go through these circumstances anyways. So why waste time being embarrassed about things that I can't do or thinking about what I can't do? It's going to be what it is either way. So I try to help my attitude in that. 71 says, "Oh, I agree. You have to focus on what you have and are gifted with by God." Exactly. 71. My mama said when they came out and told her that I might never walk again, that she fell to her knees crying and she won't ever forget the nurse telling her, "Well, at least you have her, honey." And that's exactly right. And I have my brain. And to me, that means more than anything. I'm still me. I'm a little bit more feisty, but that's okay. But yeah, I'll show you guys that video. Aaron says it boils down to a matter of perspective. That's exactly right. We just keep on swimming, don't we? That's exactly right. Oh no, oh my goddess. She says it's been high 90s here and my darn AC isn't working. Praise Jesus, the repair guy's coming today. Oh yes. Yep. Trista says you are an inspiration, Mo. Well, you guys inspire me all the time. You really, really do. And I really, really mean that. Sometimes when my cup gets a little bit empty, I have so many friends on here that'll pour from theirs. I know that people think that you can't make friends on the internet, but you really can. I've had some of my friends 3 years, some 2 years, a really long time, and that means a lot to me. Oh, thank you, Jen. You guys are gonna make me cry. I didn't mean to get all deep and stuff like that. I'll play this video, guys. Hang on. Oh, and I got to tell you guys that you know how I usually play videos off of the news websites. Well, today I went and found them on YouTube, so hopefully we don't have to listen to all of the ads. I'll share this for you guys too, so you can watch it later if you want to on your own time. I share them myself.
The only type of extreme weather the Midwest is dealing with right now. Parts of Wisconsin are cleaning up after damaging tornadoes Saturday night. JT Siskowski from our affiliate in Madison shows us how one community is coming together, even in rubble.
Amazing Grace.
How precious did
filled the air
that grace appear
at Apple Grove Lutheran Sunday service.
I first
The community united.
The body of Christ given for you.
Communion was offered to all, regardless of denomination. After the service,
oh, that's the old baptism font.
Oh, their keepsake.
They picked through the rubble, salvaging cherished memories.
All of the memories, you guys, from 1893, I think is what it was. Oh my God, it's so heartbreaking. Yeah, it really is. It really touched me. I'm glad that this one just popped up in my algorithm. A lot of times I don't get good suggestions in my algorithm, but this one was good.
Well, this one's 1935. This is older.
And reminiscing on lives lived inside the historic church.
So we have 4 children. They've all been baptized and confirmed in this church.
Like Shauna and Remington Stittelberg.
We actually got married here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In attending Sunday service here together, members of the congregation tell me that they are reminded that the church was not a place, it's the people.
God isn't just a building. God is its people.
But a rock still remains on which to rebuild the church.
They say you should always have a strong foundation in Christ, and as you can see, the one thing that's left is the foundation.
Church President Mike Flanagan sees another foundation, one that Saturday's storms only strengthened.
Yeah, we know that we have that firm foundation of hope here at this church, and that hope will endure forever.
And the power and the glory.
In the town of Argyle, JT Siskowski, 27 News.
Bless their heart. Tell them, guys. that really touched me. How he said there's still the foundation left, and you do have to have a strong foundation in Christ. That's like, I know that a lot of people, especially since the the C-19, that a lot of us can't get out places and don't go places. But that's why I like watching church on Trista's Church on Facebook. And we can still do that. Or if you can't find somewhere like that, God is everywhere. Yes, he is. Okay, you guys, now I'm going to tell you about an incident that happened in Houston, actually. And it was on, let me find my notes. I usually put my notes on my iPad and have them right beside me, but I got this new pen, you guys. It's a fountain pen. It's Jot, and they have them at the Dollar Tree, and it has cartridges that you refill it with, and my mom got it for me, and I wanted to use my new book that Case sent me, my journal, so I have real paper and real notes now, so that's what I'm looking at. So it was in Houston, and it was just this past 18th. And there is a Taekwondo studio there, and it's family owned. It's the dad and the mom and the daughter and the 2 sons. And they were coming back from lunch on the 18th, and it's in a strip mall, and there's stores on each side of it, and a Cricket Wireless was on the right side of it. I'll show you guys the video here in a few minutes. And they heard screams, and they said the first scream, they were like, well, that's weird. But the second scream from the lady was like, it's emergency right now. I know you guys, you've heard those where your stomach drops and it's like, we got to go help. And so when they walked in, they saw a man was on top of this lady and was assaulting her. And so they happened to be in the right place at the right time. And the assailant, he messed up bad, you guys. The dad is an 8th degree black belt. And I know we've heard so many stories where women get essayed, and unfortunately, nobody's there to help them, and the assailant gets away. But this time, I think they stopped it, and before it happened, thank goodness. And so I'll show you guys what happened. And the assailant, he was 19-year-old Alex Robinson, and he was arrested. It says right here, attempted essay. So thank God that he didn't do what he was wanting to do. And unlawful detention of the victim, and then assault on behalf of the instructor. So he got charged with all of that. And oh my God, it says I'm a pen, pencil, marker hoarder. Me too, girl. Hey, Aries, good to see you. Good to see you, dude. We're going over good stories today with good endings. I am doing good. Thank you. I hope you're doing good too. I hope you're all doing good. Okay, I'll show you guys this video now. And while the dad and the brothers, while they were they held him down until the police arrived, and the sisters took the victim back to their studio to get her out of that situation, and they helped her until the police arrived. I'll share this video with you guys too, so that you can go watch it on your own time if you want to. Let me come back and get you guys.
You know what? You couldn't ask for a better rescue team. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez posted this picture of a family of Taekwondo instructors who knew what to do to help a stranger.
A woman was screaming for help, so they sprang into action. Stephen Goen joins us live with the story tonight. Stephen, walk us through what happened.
Well, Mia, authorities believe a woman was being sexually assaulted in the business next door to this martial arts dojo. Thankfully, the family that owns Yongin Taekwondo was able to step in and use their skills to detain that suspect until the sheriff's office arrived.
Stand up!
All families fight. It's true.
Hey, horseback says, ready to be. Take!
But for the An family, it's a way of life and the family business.
I mean, it's my everything. I started when I was 4.
Hey, hands up!
Still, this family couldn't have imagined just how important their years of Taekwondo training would be until yesterday.
Show me.
When the Ons were coming back from a late lunch around 4 p.m., 20-year-old Simon says he heard screams at the Cricket Wireless store next door.
And the second scream, we knew it was like a cry for help.
When they opened the doors, 22-year-old Hannah says they saw something horrible.
And I saw a man on top of a woman, and the woman's on the ground. Okay,
After that, it only took a moment for the
I'm thinking that the perpetrator was lucky that it was the brothers and the dad that got a hold of him, because women would, oh man, I'll just say that. I think he was lucky if you ask me.
Their dad, Grandmaster Han On, to jump in. He grabbed the suspect and took him down.
And he just kept him in the corner. He just kept pushing down.
Automatic self-defense, automatic taekwondo style.
Simon and his brother, 18-year-old Christian, also stepped in to help, while Hannah and her mom, Hong, took the woman back to their dojo.
Making sure that she's okay, because she needed that after that experience.
According to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, when deputies arrived, that suspect, identified as 19-year-old Alex Robinson, was still pinned to the floor.
He was clawing his way out. He bit my dad.
Tonight, back at the dojo, Grandmaster Han.
I can't remember. I think he had a $50,000 bond. Don't quote me on that. But I hope he doesn't get out, because if he's going to do that in broad daylight, what has he done? And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't pull up past stuff that he's done. Would you guys? I hope they keep him locked up for real.
Didn't seem too rattled by any of it.
Yeah, of course, I'm very proud of my family.
His family just grateful, they tell me, to have been in the right place at the right time. When it comes to being called heroes,
I think everybody's calling us that, but still, I think anybody can do it.
Now, the suspect in this case was arrested and charged with sexual assault and assaulting Mr. On. The On family says they are accepting new students if you want to learn Taekwondo from them. We're live in Northwest Harris County. Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
You know what? You couldn't ask for a better.
I'm going to keep up with this one, you guys. So I thought that was a good story. And they're accepting new students. So if you guys want to go learn how they beat that dude up, I'm sure they would love to teach you. I think that NorCal Gym was telling me about it, or City Girls Glam. They were telling me once that that there were even self-defense classes for people like me in a wheelchair. So I would like to learn that even. We all need to learn how to protect ourselves better for real, you guys. Okay, this next one that I want to tell you guys about, this was a while ago. It was in 2018, actually. And this one is, Jen says, oh, how I miss Taekwondo. I did 7 years, 8 years old to 15, got my second degree black belt. Wow, that's really awesome. Yes, we all need to learn how to protect ourselves better. Another video that popped up in my algorithm this time it was a while back. It was an older video, but it was about, and I've seen a few other ones. I saw this one video where this, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it for you guys, some resources. This is what I'm going to be talking about. So it is a trigger warning. But I wanted to tell you guys about, there is some resources there. And also, Heather Bratt told me that I should put this in my Nightbot, and I'm really glad that she did, because there was a hand sign that people started using when the C-19 hit, because everybody were in their homes, and I think it was a person in Canada that started it. And there's a hand sign, and if you guys need it, please learn it, that you use for help, and it saved people. Actually, in Kentucky, I saw where this girl had been abducted, and she used it on the interstate, and somebody recognized it and called police and saved her. Okay, Trista, I hope you have a great day. I really do. We'll see you later. So, also, it's good for us to recognize it in case we see somebody else that needs it. And so this story that popped up, and I have seen other things where recently this lady used Grubhub. She sent a note when she ordered her Grubhub saying that she needed help, and they were able to save her. But this story that I'm going to tell you guys, it happened back in 2018, actually, and it was in Florida, DeLand, Florida, and it was May 26th. And this man, 39-year-old Jeremy Floyd, and his partner, he had kept her, trigger warning, you guys, he had kept her captive in their house over the weekend, and he had hit her really bad and done a lot of other things. And she even went in her bedroom and tried to jump out the window, and he grabbed her by the hair. So she was thinking, how do I get out of this? This is awful. And her dog had an ear infection. So she was able to talk him into taking her dog to the vet. And while she was there, she passed the receptionist. Oops, that's another one I'm going to tell you guys about later. She passed this note, and it says, "Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a GUN. Please don't let him know." So they were able to save her, and they arrested him at the vet clinic. And so I'll show you guys that video. And first, I want to show you guys what the vet employees said. And this dude, Jeremy Floyd, I'll show you guys his picture. I do have the victim's name, but I'm not going to share it here. This is 39-year-old Jeremy. And I didn't get to see what happened. I've tried to follow through to see what happened in the court systems, and I couldn't find anything. But I'll tell you guys, yeah, yeah, we don't want to give him too much more attention. But I wanted to show you guys what the vet employee said. I'll share the video with you guys so that you can watch it on your own time if you want to too. I think it's awesome how people have been using, she did this for help, and then how people have been using technology recently to get help too. Let me see here.
When we hear from the receptionist who is handed a heart-pounding note on the job, a customer writing that her boyfriend was armed with a gun and threatening her, and that someone needed to call the cops without him knowing. All of this happening during business hours on Friday at DeLand Animal Hospital in Volusia County. That's where News 6's Troy Campbell joins us live with the exclusive interview. Troy.
The employee here, she isn't calling herself a hero. Instead, she simply says she was doing what anyone else would have done. Her quiet yet calculated actions eventually led DeLand police.
No, she's not doing what everybody else would have done. A lot of people might have been too scared to intervene, or would think that she was playing some kind of sick joke. So I don't want her to put herself down or diminish what she did in any sort of way, because no, not everyone would have done that.
Police here to take that suspect into custody and the woman into safety.
My tech was sitting at the computer. I was standing next to her, and this is where she handed off the note.
Darla Fadden says Friday evening she was handed this note reading, "Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a gun. Please don't let him know."
We just kind of locked eyes for a moment and thought, oh.
Fadden says the victim then walked back into an exam room alongside her boyfriend, 39-year-old Jeremy Floyd, to have their dog checked for an ear infection. That's when Fadden made her move to call police.
That right there is where I went to call 911, so that way he couldn't hear me on the phone and alert him to what went wrong.
Fadden reading aloud to.
We hear so many times about women that don't even get the chance to do something like this. And we hear such awful stories about how they don't make it. And so I wanted to share this with you guys that she did,
To the dispatcher what the note said, all while the victim waited in the exam room with the man she claimed had abused her and then held her against her will at gunpoint for days.
The one thing that I can see in my mind is her hand shaking, and I don't think I'll ever get that out of my mind.
Staff quietly escorting everyone out of the lobby and then hid in the bathroom as DeLand police approached the room. They say they located a loaded handgun on Floyd, arresting him on several charges for assaulting the victim and false imprisonment.
She is really the hero of this whole thing for reaching out to get help. I just did it. It's what I need.
She's so humble, isn't she? She's saying the victim is the hero. And they both are, because unless you've been in that situation, I think it's hard to comprehend how bad it is. It's bad when you're in that situation, but you get threatened about what will happen if you try to leave. And so you think that it's better and your family gets threatened and things like that. So you think that it's better to stay in that situation sometimes. So it takes a lot of bravery to try to get out of that. Hey, Adrian, good to see you. It's good to see you. We're going over some good Indian stories today. I think you told me about that nail polish, Jen. Jen says, I remember when 3 college men created nail polish for women in bars, and the polish tested their drinks, that and the straws. Wow. Oh, it's so scary these days. It really is.
Anybody would have done.
And Floyd is still being held in the Volusia County Jail tonight, being held on a $57,000 bond. I also spoke over the phone to the victim's sister tonight, and she tells me she hopes that her sister reaching out for help inspires others in a domestic abuse situation, adding she's also very thankful for the staff here. Lisa?
New at 11,
I remember now, you guys. He was on a $57,000 bond at first, but then Mr. Floyd ended up getting no bond because he called her phone 47 times after he was arrested, and there was a no contact order in place. And I'm going to show you guys what he said in court. He's such a But first, I wanted to show you guys what she said. The victim did speak. So we heard from the vet tech earlier. So now we're going to hear from the victim herself.
Tonight, a woman describes her terrifying escape. She used a note to alert workers that her boyfriend was threatening her with a gun. We've shown you the video. Now the victim is sharing her story. News 6's Troy Campbell joins us with her message to others in need of help.
And you kind of lose faith in humanity, but then you slip a note to a veterinarian and they call the police for you.
The 28-year-old woman, seen Friday in the surveillance video inside the lobby of the DeLand Animal Hospital, says after 2 days of being assaulted by her boyfriend, 39-year-old Jeremy Floyd, she convinced him to bring her dog to the vet. She told staff she thought her dog had an ear infection, but in reality, she worried that his ear was actually...
He was 39 years old, and she was only in her young 20s, so we have to remember that too. And look at her dog, you guys. Even the dog is over there next to her. Even the dog knows that guy is bad news. We need to listen to our animals for real, for real.
Grazed by a bullet inside their home.
I wrote it on my hand, just took off my banknote and I wrote it, and then
Oh my gosh, I forgot that too, you guys. He actually, when the cops went to the house, there was 2 bullet holes found in their residence, and she just said she thought that the dog had a bullet grazed to his ear. Oh my goodness.
my handwriting isn't usually that sloppy.
Then this note, handed off to the vet staff, saying her boyfriend was threatening her with a gun.
I slipped her the note, and that's when I slid my glasses off to show her I had a bruised eye, just so she would take me seriously.
The two seen here in the exam room.
And when we were waiting in the room, and I knew the police were on the way, I was shaking, and I was trying to hide it by petting Max, my dog.
Then she saw an officer through the window. First, a sigh of relief, then followed by fear over how Floyd might react.
I wasn't sure if he would shoot at the police, at me, at the dog, at himself. I was just afraid, but he stood up and he said, it hurts me.
Officers safely taking Floyd and his loaded handgun into custody. The victim, thankful the employees got her the help she needed.
The whole staff was just amazing. And I didn't mean to put that on them, but they were there and they were heroes.
She hopes her moment of
Oh, she said she didn't mean to put that on them. Bless her heart. I hope that I did see one article that said that, but I only saw one that said that she didn't follow through with prosecution, but I'm not going to say that for certain. But I hope that the outcome was good. Either way, you guys, I hope that she's doing great wherever she is and her doggy.
of bravery inspires others who are also in a domestic violence situation.
Never stop trying. And if you see abuse, it does escalate. It does escalate no matter what they say. It will get worse.
In Volusia County, Troy Campbell, News 6.
What a brave move. Just today, investigators added another charge of stalking against the victim's boyfriend. He called her dozens of times while in jail over the weekend. If you know someone dealing with domestic violence, we posted a number and information on how to get help at clickorlando.com. You'll find it inside the story.
I also dropped links to if anybody needs help, and I also have more resources. If you, for different countries, they have a really good resource in Canada. I don't have that one on hand, but it's even for it specifically for people that are disabled, physically disabled. So that's a really good resource too. But if you email me, I can send you what I have. Okay, now I wanted to show you guys his video from court. You heard that they added a stalking charge. Well, he's going to tell you guys that he didn't know what that meant. He thought that meant that when he got out, he wasn't supposed to call her, not while he was in jail. He wanted her to post his bond. You know.
Suspect told the court he didn't understand the terms of the no contact order following his arrest last weekend. Because he was behind bars, he figured he could make phone calls.
I was never released.
Jeremy Floyd, accused of beating his girlfriend and holding her at gunpoint for days, told a judge he didn't realize he couldn't talk to her from jail. He claimed he was calling her dozens and dozens of times to get her to post a $75,000 bond on the original charges.
You explained to me better than the other judge did. The other judge made it like when I got out, I had no contact.
On Friday.
The lie detector test determines that is a lie, a big old fat lie, liar, liar, pants on fire kind of lie. Hello. And besides that, if I'm going to call somebody, I'm going to call them once. Hello, we have caller ID these days. I mean, she couldn't call him back, but he should have got the hint. But anyways, they have caller ID these days. So I'm going to call somebody once. And if they don't call me back, then, that's on them. I'm not going to call somebody 47 times.
Friday, the victim and Floyd took their pet to DeLand Animal Hospital, where surveillance video shows the clearly distraught, battered woman passing this note to a staffer that read, "Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a gun. Please don't let him know." Employee Darla Fadden took it very seriously.
And I read it and just went into the back and called 911.
Staff stalled with the couple's dog until law enforcement arrived, getting hold of Floyd's gun, then arresting him. But investigators say from jail, Floyd stalked the victim. In one voicemail message, Floyd said, "I understand you're upset with me. I'm sorry. I know you're upset with me and I apologize about what I did to you. I'll make it up to you. I apologize and I love you."
Make it up to you? There's no way, you guys. There's absolutely no way. No. And I read exactly what happened between them, and he told her he was going to let people come in and do awful things to her. That's why he locked her in the bedroom, and that's why she tried to escape. Yeah, I'm going to try some more to figure out what happened to him. He seems like a frequent flyer to me.
The judge made it very clear this second time around, with Floyd newly accused of the violation and stalking, no contact with the victim at all. Floyd claimed to understand, then made a comment to our camera.
Well, I'm sorry if there was a prior miscommunication. There was miscommunication. I'll take another charge. That's fine. Believe the media. Hello.
Suspect Floyd's next court hearing will likely be a bond hearing since he's being held without right now. In Volusia County, Claire Metz, WESH 2 News.
Oh yeah, I get your drift, 71, totally. Chris, hey, good to see you. I hope you're having a good day too. Jen says, I remember when a pizza shop saved a woman being held and abused. Not sure if you remember her calling for delivery pizza. Yep, I sure do. I read about that one too. It would be good to have a live about all those, and we could share tips that we know too. That might be good. Yeah. So I'm glad that she was able to think and get out that time, because it could have ended so much worse for her. Absolutely could have. Okay, now this one that I want to tell you guys about, it was just this past, it was June the 8th. And I wish that Thistle was here. She knows how to say these places. Tolu, Utah. And Joey Esperanza and his wife Leanna were camping in a place called Middle Canyon. And it was about 11 p.m. And let me show you guys. This is Joey and his daughters and stepdaughters. And he's in his late 50s. And they were camping. And Thistle, hey, do you know how to say this? It's Tooele. We say her name and she appears. I hope you're doing good, Thistle. It's good to see you. It's good to see all you guys. And he suffered a seizure and fell into the campfire, and he was badly burned. And his wife was able, Tooele. Yes, she sure is, Jen. She sure is. She was able to pull him straight out of the fire, but they were in a place like most camping places where you don't have any cell phone service. So she thought to make her to set off her car alarm. And a group of campers, it was this group of teenagers, James Brown, Nathan Gillett, Brenna Miller, Zach Peterson. And they were I think they had all just graduated, and they were getting together before they went their separate ways. Some were going to college and some were going on missions. And so they were camping about 250 yards away, I believe. And Zach had just finished his EMT training the month before. So how lucky was that, you guys? That was an absolute miracle that God put these three so close, and that Zach had just finished his EMT training. And so they didn't wait for an ambulance. They put Joey in their car and took him to the hospital. And the doctor said if it was 20 more minutes, if they had waited 20 more minutes, that his airway would have been closed off. And so I have videos of, let me see here. I have a video from the family thanking the teenagers, and then we can hear what the teenagers have to say too. Let me get everything pulled up here. And I'll share it so you guys can watch it later on your own time too. Do you guys hear? I noticed accidentally pressed my live back the other day, and you guys can hear my my mouse clicking. Oh, I guess it could be worse, right?
We begin tonight with a KSL exclusive. A Tooele County family is thanking the Good Samaritans who saved their father's life during a camping trip emergency.
Fellow campers springing into action after he suffered a medical episode and fell face first into a fire. News specialist Shelby Lofton has the exclusive story. Shelby, that had to be terrifying.
Dan and Debbie, it really was. Joey Espinoza and his wife Leanna were up camping in Tooele last Saturday, and they said that he started having a seizure when they were sitting side by side at the campsite at the campfire, and that's when he fell into the fire, burning his face and his hands. But tonight, his family wants to give some credit to both his wife and a group of strangers for their quick thinking that likely kept this man alive.
The last thing he remembers is throwing a couple sticks into the fire.
A camping trip up Middle Canyon ended in the emergency room for a Tooele couple.
He loves getting outside.
Joey Espinoza's family says he's a well-known cowboy in town.
He loves being on his horse. And being outside with the grandkids.
Late last Saturday night, his daughter and stepdaughter say he was sitting beside his wife, Leanna, around the campfire.
He had a seizure, and that's what caused him to fall into the fire face first.
They said she pulled him up and...
I think, guys, that was only the second time that I've tried to talk muted, but I'm sure it won't be the last time. What I was saying was that was such a beautiful place, but it's scary because what would she have done out there by herself? She would have had to leave until she got a signal and then call for help. And I said he only had 20 minutes to spare before his airway closed. So that's super scary.
Seconds.
I'm very, very grateful she was right there.
And screamed for help.
She luckily put on her truck alarm, which helped alert nearby campers.
Almost immediately.
Then she just seen cars just coming.
The family says strangers rushed to their campsite.
They didn't have service.
And drove Espinoza to the hospital in their own vehicle.
If they wouldn't have done it, who knows what could have happened.
They said the Good Samaritan's actions likely saved their father's life.
If it would have been 20 minutes past, his airway would have closed up, given there was so much swelling from all the burns.
The third-degree burns have changed the man they love.
We all were up there today together. We could tell that he was not doing okay.
It sounds like he's having a rough time, you guys. His whole life has changed in an instant. It seems like he likes to get outside and be outside, and he's had to have one skin graft already, and he's scheduled to have another one. I think it was this past Tuesday, or maybe tomorrow, that he's supposed to have another one. So we need to still pray for him, you guys. His name is Joey Esperanza. But we do have to thank God and that he was able, that these teenagers were in the right place at the right time, though, too.
Okay.
They said the accident has kept him from getting back on his horses, where he's happiest. They're staying by his side through his recovery.
And I'm grateful for how fast he's healing.
And Espinoza's family told me he will be getting a skin graft this week. He'll likely need another one for his face. We've linked a GoFundMe in this story on KSLTV.com to help his family pay for those expenses. But Dan, tonight, this family told me that they are in touch with this group of strangers, and they just want to thank them for all that they did. They said they're from South Salt Lake. And again, they want to pass on that message of thanks.
Yeah.
No, so I haven't talked about the cat. I have that in my, I was telling everybody I got a new pen, and so I have my notes in this. I'll tell you guys about it though. There was a there was a cat, and they had put their I just deleted it out of my overlays today, actually. I don't know why I did that, but they were putting up flyers for their missing cat, and it was 7 days gone by, and they get a call from a vet in Los Angeles, and their cat had been scanned, and it was like 10 hours away from them. And they go there, and you guys will never believe what happened. Her husband had gotten a pair of boots from Amazon that didn't fit, and they sent them back. And that cat was in that box for 6 days and 6 nights without food. And they found it at the Amazon warehouse when it was returned, and it was only dehydrated a little bit. Its name was Galena. I remember that. So that was a miracle too. Absolutely. Could you guys imagine? And so they drove back. They drove to go get it 10 hours, I think, and brought it back home. So that was awesome too. Jen, do you want me to add you? I know, right? 71. That's crazy. And they showed the box that it was in, and well, it was just a little bit bigger than the boots. And I have no idea how it stayed in there that long, but it sure did. And this lady an Amazon employee, she kept it, and took it to the vet and stuff. And I guess they could have seen the return address, but it was good that it had a chip too. Yeah. I can't believe I just deleted that today. Oh, thank you, Thistle. Yeah, Thistle sent me the link, you guys. Hold on just 1 minute and I'll get it. Let me see here. Hang on just 1 second. Thank you, Thistle. Yeah. Let me see here. A cat was accidentally shipped with an Amazon return from Utah all the way to a facility in Riverside. The animal's owners said they had packed a box to return some shoes and took it to a drop-off location. They didn't realize their cat, Galena. Yeah, see, Galena. I remembered the name. Oh, I don't know if it's going to play for us or not. It said friends and family helped the owners search their house, neighborhood, and surrounding community for a week while they plastered missing posters around town. I've never seen that before. Oh, I think it's going to play now, you guys. Hang on just 1 second.
No. Found it. Finding my
We gotta
light.
watch an ad.
No, knowing my cue. Just trying not to overthink things. M&Ms for all fun kind.
Cat from Utah was accidentally shipped through Amazon to a facility near Riverside here in California.
Yeah, reporter Garna Mejia has that story for us.
She's pretty hidden in there right now.
Come on, kitty. Galena is a little timid.
She's a hider.
It's a game she plays.
Yeah.
And she has a guilty pleasure.
She loves to play in boxes. It's just like part of her personality.
But it took her a little too far from home.
That was the worst part. We just had no idea what happened.
2 weeks ago, Galena vanished.
She just mysteriously disappeared. We had absolutely no idea what happened to her.
Carrie and Matt Clark spent hours.
I think that they said that she was an emotional support animal too, which all of our animals are. But I bet she was so sad without her, you guys.
Looking for a sign of their beloved cat.
They put tons of flyers up. We contacted friends and family to help us search. We searched for a whole week.
But when it seemed all was lost.
And then we got the most amazing, insane news in the entire world.
A phone call. Galena's microchip was detected 650 miles away near Riverside, California.
I just couldn't even believe that she was in California. I thought it was a prank. Like, I still hard to wrap my brain around.
Turns out Galina made her way to California via Amazon.
She was trapped in an Amazon package.
The Clarks were returning some shoes in this box.
And it was in this really big-sized Amazon package.
Galina managed to go undetected.
We had no idea, so Matt took her.
I don't think it was that big. Not for 2 pairs of boots and a cat.
Took the package to the drop-off without knowing that our dear cat was inside.
She was discovered by Amazon employee Brandy, who took her under her care until the family could be reunited.
And we are so thankful for Brandy and for everything that she did for our kitty.
Galina went 6 days without food or water in the box. The Clarks say her recovery has been nothing short of miraculous.
Like, it was just the best, because I know that under other circumstances that she wouldn't have been.
Oh, bless her. I wish it didn't go dark when. Look at her eyes, you guys. She really is beautiful.
Choice
Well,
Hotels
dang,
is a
I got
family of
another.
brands that helps you get the most for your money.
Let me see here. I got another ad.
So you can be any traveler you want to be. You could be a
This one's going to be 22 seconds. Oh. Ten more seconds, guys. She is a beautiful cat. I'm usually not a cat person, but she is.
Got to get the corners.
LA Mayor Karen Bass calling for beefed
Oh,
up
now it
security
took
at
me to
synagogues
something
across the
else. Can you guys believe that, though? 6 days. I'm so glad she got her baby back. I know. Some of them are good. Some of the ads are good, I mean. Look, guys, we got a guest. Jen is my first guest. She wrote, I know it was her because she told me, or I would have used my pin screen, you guys. How are you, Jen? It's good to see you.
I don't have a ping.
That's good. I hope not.
I hope you can hear me well. I'm on the phone too.
Oh, yeah, it sounds great.
Beautiful. Well, hey, Momo. Yeah.
Hey. You're my very first guest. Let's see here.
I
Oh, guys.
popped it.
Yep, you sure did.
Well, no, you have True Crime Karens too. You guys work together.
Yeah, she's an admin, and so she adds herself anytime she can add herself. She's busy today. I understand, you guys, that it's summer and everybody's got their kids home and stuff like that, and so I don't expect you guys to come every time, but when you do come, I really, really appreciate it. I have a few more stories left. I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this. They had the missing poster up for little Christian Ramirez, and they got his info out very quickly. And I always appreciate it when that happens. It was this past Thursday on June the 20th. And I saw this. I think somebody had shared it on YouTube. And it was about 11 a.m. And him and his parents, they were camping in the Sierra Forest in California at the Ranchera campground. And his dad said that they were packing up, about to go home, loading up the trailer and everything. And he was with some other kids, and they went off to play. And when they came back, Christian wasn't with them. And so they looked around for about an hour, and then they called the police. And it was about 70 officers and volunteers that helped. And the next morning, I was getting all the information up to share, and they found him about 8 a.m. the next morning. So this baby had been out in the forest with bears, big cats, without, they said that his dad said that, and the searchers, they didn't quit all night long. Like, remember in Delphi, they called the searchers off when it got dark because it was dangerous. But the one of the searchers said that, I guess he was the lead one. He said he didn't call them off, and they wouldn't have stopped anyways. And they had on light jackets, but this baby just had a t-shirt on, and he was out there for 22 hours. And they found him about 8 a.m. and they said that they were calling out his name, and he answered them. He was about a half mile from the campsite, and he was near water, you guys, near a lake. So it was an absolute miracle that he survived with all the wild animals out there, and that he didn't get hypothermia, and also that he didn't get in that lake, you guys. He's 4 years old. And so this is an absolute miracle too. We hear too many times, well, like Sebastian or Dior Koontz, Mallory did. Hey, Heather Bratt, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. You know, Mallory did a lot about Dior Koontz. He was that little baby in 2015, and it was his parents and his grandpa and his grandpa's friend. I don't know if you guys remember, and I always see the picture of him in my mind with his little cowboy boots on and his shorts. And I think he was 2 years old, and his disappearance is still a mystery. And then just this past year, remember little Charlotte Cena? It was upstate New York, and she's 9 years old, and she went missing from a campground, and they did end up finding her, but she was at the SO's house, remember? So I'm glad they found her safe, but it's still awful what she would have witnessed. So I think this was an absolute miracle that they found him.
Was that the little girl that was on her bike at the campground?
Yep. That was her. I need to look up and see if that dude has went to trial yet. I remember JLR, he took us to that, he was in front of the house, and remember he spoke to the offender's son. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank gosh for him doing stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like to see everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that the one with he left like a note in the mailbox and the cops were surveilling the house, or was that a different one?
That does sound familiar.
You remember that was like last year?
Yeah. It sure does. Remember how when Sebastian first went missing and me and you were trying to think of who we could share his information with, and we were like, we need to get JLR out there.
Yes, you do. That guy gives us visuals.
He does. And that seems like forever ago, doesn't it? So much has happened since then. Yeah.
I remember when what was it, Trev Time started it, and it was you and Trev. And now it's weird. You know what I mean?
Super weird.
I miss him.
Me too. I really, really do. He came to my channel, and he was really kind. I think that was only like my third live that I had done by myself or something, and he was super kind about helping me.
He is a sweetheart. That kid's gone places. I say kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he started as a kid, right?
Yeah.
I think he started with Summer Wells. So
Yeah.
he was really young. He has such a heart.
He does. I'll show you guys this is the Tulare County Sheriff's Office, and I'll show you guys the pictures of him being found. Little Christian.
Oh, 1 second. Tissel, I'm sorry, you got to get a root canal?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, you got this.
Yeah, I had one and it wasn't, I hype myself up and I get real nervous. And then after I get stuff like that done, I'm like, why did I hype myself up like that so much?
You know, right?
You know?
Like they numb us all the time now, and we're like, what? Like with the epidurals I had to get, I was like talking to you and Karen. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. It's going in my spine. I got 200, like, you know, back to back within weeks. And it was the second time I was like, oh, this is easy breezy. I was just sitting there talking about baseball. I'm like, this is easy. But thank God for like you and Karen, True Crime Karen, was able to go through with it.
Yeah, we've been through quite a bit. We don't care a bit to talk people what we know.
No, but
Oh,
nowadays
no.
it's so weird how like stuff like that happens. We get so hyped up and scared, but today's age, they numb you so fast for anything. I'm like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, they really do. This, I hope that once you have this done, you'll get some relief. Bless your heart. You've been through it.
Yeah.
Sure have.
Tooth pain is the worst. She said she had a wisdom tooth pulled last week too. At least that wisdom tooth's gone. That causes a lot of issues.
Heather, so Craig Ross was the one that abducted Charlotte Cena? 47 years. Well, I think he's an older fellow, so hopefully he don't get out. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is where they found him. This picture was when they first found him, and look at him. Bless his little heart. Let's see here. And this was all the. I do have a video when they first found him, and this one was on my thumbnail. They gave him a sandwich. And this was everybody, and that's his parents right there. That I do have a video of his parents' interview, but it's on a big channel, so I'm not sure about sharing it. But I can share. I can share this one. This one was really good too. I'll share so you guys can watch it too when you on your own time.
Spent almost an entire day alone in the woods before he was found by search and rescue teams. He's 4 years old. He's from Torrance. He was on a camping trip with his family when apparently he got lost. NBC4's Robert Kovacic live in the newsroom with more on the remarkable rescue here, Robert.
Absolutely, Colleen. The Ramirez family is now home in Torrance tonight, explaining to us they are understandably grateful to the Fresno County Sheriff's Department and search and rescue teams, and understandably exhausted. Apparently, family and first responders got no sleep during the 22-hour search for the young boy who vanished into the wilderness. His family sharing this photo with NBC4 of a smiling Christian Ramirez, clutching a treat and with bottles to quench his thirst in his car.
Look, he's got his hands full. His parents are going to load him up since he was hungry all those hours. I can't stand to think of anybody being hungry, and especially the little babies. They got him hooked up, though. I think his dad said that once they got him home, they took him to the pediatrician, too, and he was checked out really good, so that's good.
Car seat and heading home to Southern California after his little wandering legs set off one huge undertaking.
He went missing about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and we got a call closer to 11. Our search started then. So since 11 o'clock yesterday morning, we've been searching, and we haven't stopped.
The fear only intensifying after this 4-year-old boy, reported missing while camping with his Torrance family at Huntington Lake, had now spent an entire night deep in the dense forest of the Central Valley. Simply put,
the train's bad.
Not to mention the dangerous wildlife waiting in the dark. One more reason.
We didn't let our search teams come in last night. They stayed out all night long.
I'm scared of bugs, and I couldn't imagine. And we have animals in the holler, but nothing like bears. And I think we do have big cats, but thankfully I've never seen any. Oh, Heather, I pressed the wrong thing, didn't I? Thank you. Good looking out. I know, Jen, he was found near water too. Yeah. it was a total miracle that he was found safe and a little bit dehydrated was all.
Searching, and that's how it's going to happen. It's going to continue that way.
An urgent morning began with this update.
We've requested mutual aid from other counties that are going to come in and help us search. We're going to be deploying people with drones, boats, every resource we can. That's what we're using today, is everything that we can to try to find this kid.
Then at 8 a.m., this Tulare County search and rescue team located Christian nestled under a tree after spending 22 hours alone wearing just a t-shirt, shorts, and sneakers.
He was out in the woods. He was in a very thick wooded area, and he was out there all night. As far as his overnight stuff, we're going to have to spend some time with the kid. The kid's really shaken up today.
A sandwich was waiting, and then so were his relieved parents. Christian Ramirez was located just a quarter mile from where he disappeared. And in the words of Lieutenant Brandon Purcell, we don't always have happy endings to these searches, so this is a win for everybody. And before heading off with Christian tonight for a quick checkup with the family pediatrician, his parents texting that they consider rescuers locating their son unharmed a miracle. Up in our newsroom, I'm Robert Cavazos.
Well, if that wasn't just a perfect ending, that news anchor said what our live is about today, that it was an absolute miracle that the baby was found. I think I do have one more little story for you guys, and let me see here. I have to show you guys this picture. I don't have a lot. I do have that the perpetrator was caught. But let me see here. It says this is from in Colorado, and it's from the Commerce City Police Department. And it says, we'd say he really dodged a bullet, but in reality, he lodged a bullet. This silver chain, and I have heard them say that it's even a fake silver chain or faux. I forget what they call it when it's not real silver, but it says the silver chain, approximately 10 millimeters in width, is likely the only reason the victim of a shooting we responded to yesterday is still alive. The .22 caliber bullet was fired during an argument and would have ended up in the victim's neck had it not instead become lodged in the chain he was wearing. As a result, he only suffered a puncture wound. So what do you guys think about that? I've heard things like this before where I think even a wallet has stopped something like that before. And yeah, that's what that is, Jen. Yeah.
It makes me think of you remember that movie was that kid that would get in trouble, and not Dennis the Menace, but the other one where the dad got shot, or the stepdad, or the adopted dad, he got banged, and he always carried an old prune that turned, you know what I mean? I don't know if you remember the movie. Somebody in chat knows. I can't think of it. I love it. Hey, NorCal. Jimbo.
Hey, Jim.
How is Callie doing? The weather here is fabulous.
Good to see you, Jim.
Spain is playing soccer. Oh, there you go. Yes, problem child. Thank you, Heather Bratt. But he, you remember Problem Child?
No.
And the dad was trying to save the adopted kid from, I think, the biological evil parents, and he got banged, and he survived because he always carried a prune that his grandpa gave him, and it was in his pocket, and the bullet hit him, and that saved him. But there's a lot of things that save people. It's weird how one of our, was it presidents? He had his whole speech in little writing on a pad of paper in his pocket, like the chest pocket, and that saved him.
Oh my goodness. I do remember hearing that.
It's odd how those little things always save people. So, hey, men, keep stuff in your pocket up there. NorCal, enjoy your soccer. My husband's probably watching it at work.
And like my I don't carry a purse because I have a little backpack that I stick on the back of my chair, and I have got all kinds of stuff in there. I've got at least 2 or 3 knives, and but I only carry them in there to open stuff with, but you never know.
I only have 2 or 3 knives. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And I got Band-Aids and all kinds of other stuff. You never know when you'll need a Band-Aid. And my mom said the other day, she said, are you planning on getting nicked with one of your jack-up knives and needing a Band-Aid?
NorCal said he's right. Many times a police badge saved the police. I believe it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why do you have 3? Why do you need 3 in your bag? I have 1 in my console. Why 3?
I don't know.
Don't go near Mo. She'll cut you. But it's okay. She has bandages afterwards.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think I do have a little video about that, but I couldn't find a whole lot about that. But that's really interesting to me. And I hope that I didn't see if the guy was even arrested, but you would think so, definitely. So he only got a puncture wound, so that's good.
Heather Brett said, don't worry, Mo. I ended up cutting myself too. She needs Band-Aids. At least you keep Band-Aids with your bag.
Yeah.
I cut my orange with my knife that's in my console. It's my first baby knife. It's a flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People make fun of us until they need something.
Exactly.
We got it. Oh, wow. I didn't know
I'm reading
that.
NorCal's.
Yeah. I do have that too, just in case. You never know. NorCal, I was telling them earlier when we were talking about safety tips, and that I think you were telling me about that they even had self-defense classes for people like me that are hurt. I really need to look into that, because even taking something like that would ease your mind and make you feel better. Okay, I'll play
Oh
this
my
little
gosh. Can I
video.
show you something real quick?
Sure.
I'm going on cam just because I have 2 puppies and they passed out in the kitchen watching me pace.
Oh no, I took
Working?
this away. Yeah.
Come on, I don't know how to do it. There we go.
Oh my goodness. How
Look at
cute
these 2
is
little
that?
buggers.
Oh, look at them.
They're brats. Oh, did you hear that snore?
Oh, I heard that. Oh my goodness.
That's this one right here. She's 8 months old. That's Harper. And that's JJ, which is Panda Bear.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, they have just took the place of Coco, our mascot down here. They're absolutely adorable. Oh my goodness.
I had to do it because we were doing happy stuff, and then all of a sudden they start snoring behind me, and I look back, I'm like, oh, I'm boring you.
Oh, bless them. Let's see here. I'll play you guys this video and then I'll let you go. I think that's all I have. And don't forget that the next time I try to do these at least every few weeks. So if you guys have any miracles that you want to send to me, or that you want to come up and tell yourself, you're always welcome. So I think that it's good for us to do these in between all the other stuff that we do.
Police in Colorado recently shared photos of a potentially life-saving necklace.
A silver-colored chain necklace was exactly in the right place at the right time when a man was shot at during an altercation. And authorities say the man's life was saved when this necklace he was wearing intercepted a bullet that was fired during an argument.
By a stroke of luck, the .22 caliber bullet became lodged in the necklace. Officials believe this is the only reason the man is still alive. He was only left with a puncture wound.
Wow, the suspect was arrested at the scene. And of course, this man very lucky to be alive thanks to that silver necklace.
So she said a silver colored chain. So that makes me think that it was that it wasn't even sterling silver or whatever. So that's good. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. And the story that I told you at the beginning about the church, it is on my community tab, and I have an article there if you'd like to learn more about that. And thanks for coming up today, Jen. I appreciate it so much.
Anytime, I got you.
Yeah. Now everybody's going to be asking to see your puppies. You've done started it.
Well, we're on Facebook. I got to start my own little. People do those Facebook, what's it, Instagram of your doggies. I got to do one for my dogs and one for my ducks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. You can't really, if you're having a bad day any at all and looking at animals, it'll really boost your mood. Maybe serotonin booster. There's probably something scientific about that too.
Oh my gosh, Heather Bratt wrote new shirt idea, fake chains save lives.
Totally. That's our first merch.
That's perfect.
Thank you guys so much for coming today, and thank you for my friends, my mods that helped me mod too. I appreciate you guys so very much. I couldn't do it by myself, so I appreciate you guys so much for coming. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll see you later next time. And email me anytime and check out my community post. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.